So, just to answer before he gets asked, Darian went up to Birmingham, got evaluated by Dr. Kane on his leg. He's improving, progressing, getting better, and he'd be evaluated week to week, but not going to go tomorrow. So he's out, but they thought he looked good, so he's coming along. So we've got second team. We're now playing for the second time. Can we make better adjustments? We were fortunate to get the win at their place, but we didn't play particularly well, particularly on the defensive end, especially with Hubbard. So, you dropped 38 on us, giving up too many career highs to guys. We've got to find a better matchup, find a better plan, do a better job with him, because he's killed us. But, he's not the only player. Obviously, Keyshawn Murphy's our second leading scorer. He had 18 against us too, so we got to do a better job with him. Matthews is one of my favorite players in the league. I think he plays as hard as anybody. He's tough. He's become much more than just a defender rebounder. They put him in ball screens. When he gets 5 or more assists, I think they're 8-1 on the year. So he's become a playmaker for them, especially when they win. So we got to keep him in check. And then they've got other guys that are capable of getting buckets. Kugel's very good. He's capable of going for a lot. And they've got multiple other guys that are capable of scoring. So while we make sure Hubbard doesn't go for 38 again, we can't let some of these other guys get going. So, I think on our side, the start still wasn't quite what we wanted, but I think there was some intensity. And you kind of look at Grant's save out of bounds, lead to the layup. We got a foul, Grant's floor dive early. There was a little bit of a sense of urgency from most of the guys. We got to get it from everybody to start the game out. That maybe I think was lacking in the past. I think their legs were a little more fresh. We practiced shorter. We had a shorter practice today. So planning on their legs being fresh again. We got to be a little bit more locked into the scouting report mentally than maybe we were. But I like where we're at. Physically, mentally, emotionally, I think our guys are ready to go. So be a big test. We got 4 games left, 2 home, 2 on the road. This is the lowest ranked of the 4, but it's not easy games. These guys are tough, they're physical, and they've got scoring. They play us tough pretty much every time we play.
Start with front, Jet.
You talked after the game about wanting Mo to get a little more locked in the scouting report. Have you seen him kind of respond in the past few days, and just have you seen him grow on the maturity front this year?
Yeah, once we got going in practice, I thought he had a decent close to practice today. So he's got to be able to focus on what he needs to focus on, even if he's got some nagging injuries. Nagging injuries are part of the game. You can't let that take your attention off what you need to be focused on. So I thought he closed practice pretty well today.
Tony.
You guys have allowed some big scoring to players, but this is like one of the first times you get to go up against somebody that scored big on you. Is there a revenge factor with the players? Do they want to shut down Hubbard, or do you have to kind of guard against that?
It's good. That's actually a good question. I don't. All these guys have had their career highs. Is this the first time we've got a guy back again after he has a career high against us? I think
because Kentucky was pretty spread out. You haven't really played too many rematches, so yeah.
Yeah, we haven't played. Yeah, because we only get 3 teams twice in the SEC, and Auburn's the last game of the year. So this will be the first time we've. I would hope that there's a sense of urgency to not give Hubbard another career high. Maybe we'll get somebody else in the SEC tournament, the NCAA tournament, who knows? But yeah, 38 is far too many. So we've got to get anybody that's matched on him to do a significantly better job than what they did the first time.
Blake.
Yeah, kind of going off that, does that change any of your preparation when you're seeing him the second time, knowing that he went for 38 or whatever it was the first time, and trying to adjust for that?
Yeah, we can't give him what we gave him the first game. That obviously didn't work very well. So it's going to be some adjustments made. I'm sure they're going to make some adjustments. you know, we did win, so that, you know, we exploited some stuff they did. I'm sure that we're gonna have to make adjustments to their adjustments, as are they, and I mean, these times you play them second, particularly when both teams are healthy and have pretty much the same rosters like we'll have, you know, it's a little different with Kentucky than, you know, having so many guys out, just there's different rosters. It'll be the same roster that they had the first time, so it'll, you know, can we make better adjustments than them? You know, are our guys smart enough to make the personnel adjustments and still not let somebody else get off? You know, you can't swing the pendulum so far that make sure, you know, you can always make sure somebody doesn't score. I mean, shoot, Steph Curry, somebody played a triangle and two and put two guys on him the whole time, and when he was in college, he didn't score, but the team got drilled. Like, you can always make sure somebody didn't score, but you can't swing the pendulum that far. You gotta make things tougher on him without making it too easy for the rest of the team and some other guys that are more than capable of scoring.
Well,
Coach, this will be Mississippi State's 7th game against a top 10 ranked team this season. They only have one win in them, but what do you expect to see from a well-coached team that's been in these kind of situations before?
Yeah, I mean, they've been in some close ones. Shoot, we were in a close one with them the first time. I mean, that thing didn't get decided till last. I mean, really came down to the last play when we had to get a stop. So, look, I've known Coach Jan for a long time. Junior college days, he was in the MAC when I was in the MAC as an assistant. His teams always play hard. They're always well coached. They're always tough. And I'm expecting that he's going to challenge the guys, and they're going to bring some physicality, some toughness, a sense of urgency, and you know, they're looking for ranked wins. Like they've been close on a number of times. So, you know, we know we're going to get everybody's best shot for the most part, but we're expecting them to play well, and we're going to have to play well to beat them.
Chase.
When you see a really good player on the other team playing with 4 fouls with a significant amount of minutes left, which was the case against Kentucky when Owe fouled out, I think with like 7 minutes to go, how much do you consider feeding the ball to the guy that player's guarding so that you can draw that last foul and get him out?
Yeah, I mean, we did it with Brea when he just kind of threw his hands up and one guard, Grant Nelson, who just walked it in for a layup. We did try to target away Psalm. It's a lot easier to do it with a poor defender with 4 fouls, but they just pretty much, you know, manage their defense, let the guys go score so that they don't foul out. Always tough, gritty. He's got a lot of pride in his defense. You know, with the play that he fouled out on, we weren't specifically targeting him. But I don't think he's the kind of guy that's just going to play mad or defense. So sometimes you get out of your offensive set too much to target a guy like that. And if they're a good defender, they're still going to move their feet, stay in front, and you can kind of get out of rhythm. But we do have some targeting, you know, sets, whether they're targeting seals, as we call them, that are weak defenders, or targeting very good defenders in foul trouble. Because it'd be great to get Owe out. It would be great to get Brea out. If you're fortunate enough that Hubbard gets in foul trouble, it'd be great to get him out. Just drop 38 on us. But we definitely know who's got fouls and options to put them in actions to go at them. We're fortunate that Owe did foul out, although the play foul out on that was not a design targeting set, if you will.
Kate.
Aiden Holloway had his highest number of threes attempted and made since that South Dakota State game. Is that what you kind of want to see out of him, the willingness to keep shooting the three, whether or not they're falling?
The Kentucky was
Yes,
the highest made since the 19 that he. Yeah, I think there's open shots that he's passing up that we don't want him to ever pass up. He took 12. Could have got even more. I'm thinking of one right in my head that he should have shot. Like, yes, we need to get him more threes. We need to get him more open threes. He needs to take more open threes. He doesn't miss hardly any. The more open shots we can get him, the better off our offense is going to be. The more open shots we can get Sears, Youngblood, same deal. you know, it's part of why we put LeBaron in the starting lineup to try to get Sears off the ball a little more. Get CY some open shots. You know, when we've got Sears and Holloway in there together, they can both create for each other. You know, and if LeBaron's in there, obviously that would help. But yeah, we want him to get some open threes he can get.
How has Alabama changed, really for better or worse, since the last time you played Mississippi State, and how could that be advantageous or detrimental?
That's a good question. You know what, I hope that our starter, you know, it's been a while since we played them. We've had some ups and downs. We've had some issues that have been squared away and then flared their head back up again. Like, so I don't know exactly where we were at with all the issues and things we needed to improve on, but I did think we rebounded the ball fairly well against them, and we have not rebounded the ball very well lately. That needs to come back up. Turnovers, we had somewhat under control for a minute there. I think we've had issues here in the last few weeks with turnovers. We got to get that squared away because they will turn you over. I think our defensive intensity after the first 4 minutes Saturday was much better than it had been. I felt like that had taken a little bit of a dip. So, you know, I think our defense, I hope our defense currently is better than it was at their place. But it's also gone up and down a little bit. So it needs to get up, stay up, and the intensity needs to stay where it's at, along with the attention to detail in the scout report. So, you know, I'd have to go back and look at where we were at exactly on everything there, but we need to get the rebounding back, we need to get turnovers down, we need to get our defensive mindset back where it's at for the whole 40 minutes.
Chase.
Yeah, just as a quick follow-up to that question about baiting the fifth foul, I was also just gonna ask you how much you see the value of trying diminishing the later it gets in the game, right? I mean, it's a much bigger deal with 6 minutes than 45 seconds.
Yeah, true. If you've got a guy with 4 fouls and it's a tie game with under a minute to go, usually you get the best shot you can. If you've got a guy with 4 fouls and they've got him in the game, 8 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go, and he's one of their better offensive players, like Owe, I think he was the only player in the league that scored double digits every single game. You know, with 8 minutes, 6 minutes to go, if they're that valuable to a team, if you can get them out or start targeting him early, like we did with Brea, where he's just not going to guard anybody, you know, you can kind of get into a rhythm. Now they made an adjustment. We targeted him, we got a layup. They kind of blitzed the action we ran the next time to help him out a little bit. So I do think there's more value in it. Like you said, the earlier you can do it in the game, late in the game. Now, late in the game, if you haven't really gone to the guy yet, he's got 4 and he doesn't want to foul out, and you know he'll kind of give you the matador defense. Maybe that's an easy way to get a bucket, but targeting a guy like Owe, if he's still in the game with 45 seconds to go, probably not very smart because he's an elite defender.
Anyone else? Thanks, Coach.